All right, so here's a couple things I wish I knew before 27. Being a good person doesn't protect you from being used. People sometimes exploit it. I used to think being selfless would protect me, but I realized that it just makes me available. You learn real quick that kindness without boundaries is just self-destruction in disguise. So at this point in my life, I'm reevaluating all the relationships in my life and trying to see, are these people here just because of my kindness and I did respected my kindness? You know what I mean? There are many people in your life who they're with you because of your kindness, because of what you provide for them. And at this point, it's just a one-sided relationship of what you can give them and they give nothing else back. So at some point, you got to realize that there's a difference between being godly and there's a difference just between being too kind. All right, once I was able to learn that being able to say no is not ungodly and being able to say no is also respecting myself and respecting my boundaries, then I was able to flourish in my relationships and actually see who's actually here for me and who's here for what I can provide for them. At some point, being kind makes you feel stupid because when you realize that the same people that you've sacrificed so much for would never do the same for you, it's a hard pill to swallow. And that's when your faith comes in. It really tests you. It's really tested me this year and years past just to know that the things I've made and the sacrifice I've made and my kindness is seen in the eyes of the Lord. And sometimes it just makes you feel stupid. It makes you feel like, why did I make these people take advantage of me? You know what I mean? But you get to that point in your life where you're at peace with yourself and you know that you've done something. You've done it for the glory of the Lord and you've done it out of the goodness of your heart. There's also a time where you need to set boundaries, and that's where I got to, where you start to see that these people don't actually value you as a person in their life. They don't respect their kindness. They keep taking it for granted and they keep taking it as a weakness. So at that point, you got to stand up and you got to say, you know what, it's time to cut it off and it's time to value yourself and value the person that you are and go to people that will actually value and reciprocate those things that you're doing for them. Point number 2, people say looks don't matter, but they open doors. Everybody loves to say looks don't matter, but they do in real life. How you carry yourself, your presence, your style, your appearance, it opens doors. People treat you differently when they're drawn to you. You get assumed capable, respected more, and trusted faster. If you're not prepared, that early access can confuse you because being seen doesn't mean you're valued. It just means you get the opportunity. Just don't confuse the invite with the assignment. You still got to earn your spot. So make sure you're prepared and you're not just all looks. Go to the gym, eat right, take care of your skin, take care of your body, but also take care of everything else that matters as well. Point number 3, people love the mask you wear, not the real you. What do I mean by that? I mean, people love the version of you that doesn't need anything. The version that's always chill, always there, and never complains. But when you show up with your truth, your opinions, your standards, and your pain, that's when they switch up. If they leave when you get real, they were never with you. They were just with just your mask. So look into your life and start thinking about the people that are in your life and how you act towards them. If you're masked up and you're always acting like you're okay when they wrong you, when they do something that's wrong, start thinking about those people in your life and start thinking about if they're there for the real you. In every relationship, you should be able to say if someone's hurt you, if someone's done something to you, if someone's done something that has lost your respect. You shouldn't be suppressing your feelings just to keep a relationship going. All right, so next point, your soul knows when you're out of alignment. I used to call it stress, burnout, or anxiety, but deep down it was something deeper. My soul was tired because I was walking a path that looked good, but that wasn't mine. I kept asking God for peace for places that I wanted to be in, but he never asked me to be in. And the silence that I got back, that was the answer, but I wasn't ready for that. Many of the times I was trying to go places, I was trying to create businesses, I was trying to do things that I never even prayed about. I never even asked God if I should be there. But once I got there, now I'm asking God to bless me, or I'm asking God to show me a way to be able to succeed in the avenue that I'm going. But all the time he's trying to tell me, you're not even supposed to be there. So make sure you include God in the path that you're taking every day instead of getting there and then asking God to come rescue you. All right, next talking point, which is also a hard pill to swallow, is people outgrow the person you became to make them feel comfortable. Many times in life, I adjusted myself so many times to make people feel comfortable, lowered my tone to keep relationships from falling apart. So at some point you realize that people drift away anyways, or people stop respecting that person anyway, and you realize that that version of yourself has outlasted its welcome in that person's life. And at that point, you need to reevaluate yourself. And I had to reevaluate myself and realize, hey, I can't keep dumbing myself down to keep a relationship going or to keep some type of connection there. At some point, they grow and I grow and people grow every day. So I need to be able to evolve. If I stay at that same level, they're going to keep seeing me at that same level. Last point, no one rewards hard work. They honor results. You can outwork everyone and still be invisible. I thought that effort meant everything. But the world doesn't clap for effort. It honors outcome. They don't care how late you stayed up. They don't care how tired you were, how much it cost you financially, emotionally, physically, whatever. They don't care. They only care if it worked. That's why you have to know who you're doing it for. You have to realize that are these people actually appreciating who I am and the things that I do for in their life. But you also have to know that results are what drive the world. I have to realize in my workplace, like even if my immediate team knows what I'm doing, I got to advocate for myself. I got to make sure that whoever's actually has a say in my development, in my career, needs to know the things that I'm doing. So learn to advocate for yourself, learn to put yourself out there, learn to play the game. And then in your personal relationships also, make sure you know that results are key. It doesn't matter if it's not work and it's just a personal relationship. People care if you do what you say you're going to do. All right, so here's the thing. The world doesn't work how I thought it would work. I used to see life through my own lens, expecting fairness, respect, and clear paths. But the reality is, it's different. It's harsher, messier, and often silent about the things that matter. The sooner you see how the world is on its own, the sooner you can start playing the game on your own terms. The sooner you see how people really are, the sooner you can start moving differently and moving accordingly. So at this point, I'm learning to take the truths, see them for what they are, take them for what they are, learning from them, but not letting them break me. Instead, I'm letting them build me, mold me, and helping me to move forward as I'm approaching my 30s. I'm curious to see what you guys thought about these points, if you guys would add more, and what are some of the things that you wish you knew in terms of dealing with the world, dealing with people in your lives, and the things that mattered the most to you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. We're almost at 100 followers. Hopefully we'll be at 100 followers when this drops. I keep saying followers, subscribers when this drops, but thank you guys so much. It means a lot. And I'll see you guys in the next video.